so much. It's been interesting because since your article dropped, I gotta say, it has got all the buzz. If you are on X, if you're on Instagram, TikTok for the young kids, you know that Caitlin Clark is the Time Athlete of the Year. How has your 24 hours been since the articles dropped?
It's been awesome, and just the reaction. Obviously, people so excited not only about women's basketball but about women's sports, and how excited and deserving not only myself but just women's sports.
Imagine winning the biggest award of your career only to have people tell you that you don't deserve it. That's exactly what's happening to Sin Clark right now. The basketball world is in an uproar and things are getting heated. But just wait, because this story is about to take a sharp turn. Olympic legends, sports icons, and even tech moguls are joining the conversation. They're not just defending Clark, they're changing the narrative entirely. You won't believe what they're saying. Megyn Kelly criticized Clark, accusing her of hogging the spotlight and bowing to big institutions. What should have been her crowning moment is quickly becoming an uphill battle.
But they want her on the knee. You'll bend the knee and you'll apologize for being white, and you will suck up to the black women who built this league before you, or you will be beaten. You will be assaulted and you will be bullied with no friends. So she does it. She finally did it. She bent the knee, self-flagellated over white privilege, and look at.
Sheila Johnson, co-owner of the Washington Mystics, has weighed in, stating that the entire WNBA deserves the award, not just Sin Clark.
I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented, and they never got the recognition that they should have. And I think right now, it is time for that to happen. So last night, we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the League of the Year?
Can you believe it? No matter what Clark does, she just can't catch a break. To make matters worse, Sheila Johnson even brought race into the conversation, claiming that Clark's success is tied to her skin color. That's not only unfair, it's outrageous.
Well, I want to be very diplomatic about this. It's just the structure of the way media plays out race. I'm going to be very honest.
It's just the way the media tends to play out issues of race. To be honest, it's a complicated situation. What should have been Clark's dream moment has spiraled into a whirlwind of controversy. One minute she's on top of the world, and the next, she's facing a wave of criticism. Her character, her motives, even her right to shine are being questioned. This isn't just about basketball anymore, it's personal.
It's totally insincere, and here's how you know it's totally insincere. Because if Caitlin Clark really felt uncomfortable in the spotlight as the newbie who's white, because white people didn't build the league, she wouldn't have said yes to being Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. So either walk the walk or...
This story is far from over. While some big names are taking shots at Clark, even bigger ones are stepping up to defend her. NFL stars, NBA legends, and the biggest voices in sports are rallying behind her. But this isn't just about Caitlin Clark anymore, it's about the future of women's sports. Gabby Thomas, the Olympic track star, has jumped into the conversation. Her tweet criticizing Riley for attacking Clark caused a stir. Thomas is standing up for a bigger cause, supporting female athletes and celebrating their achievements. Chris Evert, the 18-time Grand Slam champion, also joined the debate, defending Clark's talent and contributions. Evert highlighted Clark's historic win as Time's Athlete of the Year, challenging outdated notions about standout stars in women's sports. And just when you think it's over, an NFL star, Rand Clark, is stepping in to bring the heat. He's championing Clark's impact on women's basketball, showing how her recognition goes beyond sports. Caitlin Clark's influence is crossing all kinds of lines, making this debate more intense than ever.
No player in my time of paying attention to women's basketball that has been more polarizing than Caitlin Clark. She was named Time's 2024 Athlete of the Year, which I think is well deserved for what she did in the college game and then bringing it to the WNBA. In that story, she says that she understands what all the women, black women in that sport, have done to set it up to sort of make the WNBA what it is, and the white privilege that comes along with who she is. While saying, though, she does feel like she's earned everything she's gotten on the basketball court. Chan, she's been a hot topic of conversation for us as well. What do you think about her?
I think it's beautiful. I think it's understanding. I think it's above her age. I think it's very mature, and it's what she should have said, and we always talk about it in the locker room. Like everyone else is saying the little white girl's balling. Everybody else saying she's doing that. When they were whooping her ass, we talked to some WNBA players and they talked about it. No. This is rookie normal hazing. It's not the big black women beating up the little white.
It gets really interesting when Clark responded to Megyn Kelly's take on Caitlyn too. He pointed out how Caitlyn handled the criticism like a pro, demonstrating grace and maturity throughout the ordeal.
Megyn Kelly said, Caitlyn Clark was on her knee apologizing. And Caitlyn eloquently answered it in that no, I just think I'm aware. I've always tried to understand what was going on around me, and I've always focused on blocking out the noise.
Can you believe how he's standing up for her? Clark's defense goes way beyond basketball. He's talking about the bigger picture in sports. He praises Caitlyn's awareness of race and privilege, calling it beyond her years. It's like he's saying this is about changing the game on and off the court.
He was a huge draw to the reasons NCAA women's basketball grew the way it did, along with people like Angel Reese and Dawn Staley. And then her next step into the WNBA, it was the same thing. Because of her physical gifts and intangibles as a hooper, more people tapped into it. Caitlyn Clark being named the Times Athlete of the Year is well deserved.
Ryan Clark is using his platform to celebrate Caitlyn's talent, character, and the game-changing impact she's having on women's sports. Just when you thought this debate had peaked, here comes the wild card. Dave Portnoy, known for shaking things up, is about to drop a bold take that will have everyone talking. Buckle up, this story is far from over.
Do you want Caitlyn Clark to do? What do you want Caitlyn Clark to do? She plays in a league that is predominantly African American.
What does the Barstool Sports founder have to do with Caitlyn Clark? Turns out, Portnoy isn't just chiming in. He's going all out in her defense. His take is simple and powerful. Her success has nothing to do with her skin color. According to him, she's redefining the game, playing harder and better than anyone before her. A true game changer. Now that's a statement turning heads everywhere.
It's never been about politics, never been about race. It's been about being the best basketball player, female player on the planet, and getting everybody into women's sports and women's basketball. Everybody around her made it about a race war, and she is in a no-win situation. No win. What? She didn't even say anything that inflammatory. It's the first time she ever spoke, and everyone's like, who supported her before.
Portnoy didn't hold back, calling out critics who think Clark should share her spotlight with his bold take. Caitlyn Clark doesn't owe anybody anything. He praised her for earning her success fair and square, highlighting how she's focused on uplifting other players, many of whom are black, with his mic drop moment. If you have a problem with that, you're just a fake fan.
Fans, not basketball fans, like people using her for a race war, now are mad. Get the if you worked in an environment like she works in, where the majority of your coworkers are African American, have a slant, a view, have been through things you've never been through, yeah, you want to get along. You want to elevate them all.
Here's where it gets interesting.
Clark's popularity has absolutely nothing to do with the color of her skin. Anybody who has actually watched women's basketball or watched Caitlyn knows she plays totally different than any woman before her. She's running, she's gunning, passing, pulling up from the logo like a Steph